Lord Frieza, are you aware of the recent developments in the world of One Piece news? There's been some word pertaining to the mighty Akainu, the Nika god, and the strongest in the verse, the God King Shanks. Ah, I see, Lord Frieza. You are intrigued, yes, of course. Because when Lord Frieza... Had it, dude. What do you mean, Lord Frida? Hey, who the hell is Frida? That sounds like a girl from the Scandinavian countryside. All right, listen. I'm gonna roll with this, okay? Lord Frida will try and take me out, but right now, they're frozen in time, so they can't do nothing. Dio Brando activity, they are paralyzed. Now, a One Piece Q&A where Oda answers 10 questions, and these 10 questions are interesting. And Oda's responses are very, very interesting. So much so that a few of them are going to require their own independent video focused on these questions. Yes. Some of the material is absolutely delicious. It makes it feel real damn good. Though since I do take after Honest Abe, I'll be honest here, not everything is all butterflies and rainbows and sunshine. No. But we'll get to that soon enough. Look here, look, listen, Wings of Redemption style. I'm gonna give big ups to Order of the Library of Ohara, where I'm going to be reading all this new information that Oda dropped in a 10-question Q&A, and again, huge stuff across the board, but some of these questions will get their own videos. Question number 1. Obviously, this needs its own video, bro, because I'm gonna go off for like 30 minutes if I just don't. Question number 1. When using Gear 5th, Luffy takes things like goggles or a baseball helmet out of his Hagoromo Cloud scarf. Please tell us how that works. Oda's answer: it's a gateway to Nika's fantasies. People who are not in the know are gonna say things like, oh, Oda told us nothing. Oda's told us a lot. The immediate focus is Toon Force, and honestly, it is teetering. It is teetering, though it requires a Hagoromo scarf for him to kind of tap into whatever he wants to tap into, as far as we know so far. Now remember, when he was doing his Shoei Ohtani against the Elders, he made the baseball bat out of the freaking tree, okay? But we did see with the goggles before Rob Lucci, we do see like a little cloud and then the goggles form. With the baseball helmet 56, we don't see him make that baseball helmet, and so like the idea is that it kind of came out of thin air, or it involved his hair in some way. But no, it's not the hair, it's not coming out of thin air, but it's coming from the scarf. At least based on Oda's answer to that question, where the questionnaire, he assumes that it's from the scarf. This is gonna be its own video going over the Q&A, but I'm going to do a video on this one in the future, in the near future, because there are certain aspects about Luffy's powers that I think are super important. Because in many ways, Oda is kind of signifying that Luffy is similar to the Mask, the Jim Carrey's The Mask. In many respects, maybe not completely, but in many respects, enough respects to make it extremely terrifying when Luffy can fully master his Gear 5 awakening come the end of the story. So far, we've really only seen Luffy do these kind of weird shenanigans in his usual Gear 5. Now, what if Luffy's doing this stuff in giant form, and whatever he can take manifest from his Hagoromo scarf increases in tandem with his size? What is he allowed to tap into his Hagoromo scarf? How deep can his imagination really run? Is he limited to inanimate objects? Can he do even living things? Can he pull out random people or dudes? Or is it more like a portal to... I need to stop here now. Honestly, Luffy is probably the biggest W in this whole thing, I'd argue, because what Oda is hinting at here is the potential of what Luffy could do and what his powers really are as a god Dufffruit user specific to the One Piece world, the Nika ability user. And it is terrifying. It is exciting, but it is terrifying. This is part of the reason why when I watch One Piece now, I'm super stoked, because when Luffy fights, when he's in Gear 5, I don't know what he's gonna do, because they could do damn near anything. And the fact that Oda gave you it's a gateway to Nika's fantasies, the possibilities and potential of what he can do in the future, in my mind right now, unlimited. Let's get to number 2. Since Sabo has inherited the Marimara no Mi Flame Fruit, he seems to have been able to use his abilities to the fullest. Did he undergo any training to be able to master the use of the Marimara no Mi? Answer: he trains on a daily basis. I feel like now that Sabo has regained his memories, he is recalling a bunch of things too. So probably things that he remembered about his ASL training back in the day. We saw against Emu and Company what he's done there. And we did see after Dressrosa, him on Baltigo, he was training his powers. He was honing his skills. And mind you, Sabo already had the Ryusoken thing, which right now is not even explained, and we haven't seen him actually combine his Marimara with his Ryusoken in some crazy way. Like, listen, to me, I know it's gonna shock some people. Sabo, I think, could easily awaken his abilities, let's say within the next 3 to 4 arcs, okay? Yeah, Sabo, I think, could absolutely have his powers awakened. And when he does, he is going to be a tremendous force to be recognized. One day, Sabo is gonna be on Lord Frieza's radar. And this, I think, is great news. Absolutely great news to hear about the Flame Emperor. I stand Sabo. I'll rep Sabo pretty heavy. And when Sabo's training every day, to me, and that may also get a video, actually probably will get a video, an independent video in the future too, because there's a lot to discuss when it comes to Sabo and what his Marimara no Mi, what his awakening could be. What if, for example, the person or the thing, whatever it is, that makes Enies Lobby an everyday island where it's always sunny and not in Philadelphia, mind you, if that was created by a power, what if that was not the Glint fruit, Kizaru's ability? But what if that's the byproduct of the awakening of the Marimara, the flame fruit? Think, okay? Whew, listen, there a lot to discuss, but we're gonna save that for another video. Now, after that, question number 3. Monkey D. Dragon. Has Dragon ever lived together with Luffy? Answer: at least not during a period that Luffy can remember. Unlike the likes of Bartholomew Kuma, he is renowned as the leader of the Revolutionary Army, so he couldn't risk their relationship being found out, as it would have put Luffy in danger. I wonder what he must have felt when he had to let go of his family. I wonder what he must have felt when he saw his son in Logtown. It's not surprising, I'd argue it's not surprising at all to find out about Dragon, because the fact of the matter is that the Revolutionary Army right now is a gigantic snake. You could argue in the future a 2-headed snake. After the 8 Kingdom revolt, a lot of these guys back Sabo predominantly rather than Dragon. Well, that being said, if Dragon gets nixed, if Dragon is compromised, especially in the early stages of the Revolutionary Army's creation and growth, they probably go defunct. Because I would argue, Ivankov and Kuma or Ginny even, yeah, they couldn't be the ones to lead the Revolutionary Army. The same thing goes for Karasu and Morley and Lindbergh and Bello Betty. No, they couldn't lead this faction of people the same way Monkey D. Dragon could. So they would probably get wiped out. And Dragon has to make sure that he's always elusive and mysterious, because obviously if there's any weaknesses, they will target said weaknesses. Maybe Dragon's wife, or his lover, Luffy's mom essentially, she got terminated, she got taken out by some crazy CP ops. Dragon hasn't done much. Yes, I can understand why it aggravates the piss out of so many people. Even myself, I do get irritated. But the bigger picture is that Dragon, his life is tied to the fate of the world. Andre Iguodala style. Fate of the universe on the line, bro. He cannot afford to be terminated now, because too many things would go awry if he were to get terminated. So he couldn't like one-man army fly into, Holy Land and then risk dying because of Admiral's Holy Knights try and save Guinea. No, she knew what she signed up for. Ugh. I hate saying that because it just sounds so cruel, but at the end of the day, you're trying to usurp a planetary governmental system. There's a lot of risk involved in that. There's a lot of risk. And there's a reason why none of the red members, they don't blame Dragon for not doing nothing, because it makes sense why he didn't do nothing. And that includes not seeing Luffy. Now, number 4. Blackbeard's ship is known as the Saber of Xebec, but surely that has some connection to Rock's D Xebec? Answer, Xebec is a name of a type of ship, so while the name could just be a coincidence, maybe it really isn't a coincidence. Basically, Blackbeard could or could not have ties to Rock's D Xebec. That's really it. Question 4, nah. But number 5, oh God. Woo! Number 5, damn. Yeah! The glaze just keeps on coming with this man, as it should, for he is the God King. Question 5, the move Kamisari, Divine Departure, that was used to one-shot Kid was taught to Shanks by Roger, right? Or did he just learn it by observing it? Answer, he learned it by observing Roger from the back. No one, and includes Rayleigh and Scopper and so on, and even the Giga Chad of Wano Oden, because he was on that crew for 1 year too. No one, zero, nobody, no one in the Roger Pirates has been able to imitate it. So Shanks's talent is truly surprising. Shanks is gifted, and you have to remember, this may also require a video too in the future. Honestly, probably will, because I love to glaze Shanks. Yeah, no surprise there. Oh my God. So this is when Shanks was probably much younger, which means that Shanks could use the divine departure of Goldie Roger, maybe when he was around like Luffy's age or even younger. Yeah. So that's just gross talent right there. But there's also another factor you have to stack on top of that. Well, actually, no, there's a lot of factors. There's actually a lot of factors. So, you know what? I will do another video on specifically the Shanks glaze. And you may say, oh my God, King, and Lord Frieza's gonna call you a monkey. Monkey. Thank you, Lord Frieza. Now, the likely theory that Shanks, back in the day, was left-handed, but Shanks lost his left arm at the beginning of the series. But Shanks can still do the same move with his right arm. And mind you, as far as we know, Rayleigh can't do that, nor can Scopper, or any other member of the Roger Pirates. And even though it's not his dominant arm, not only, again, can Shanks use the move, but the move is so damn powerful that it can even one-shot someone that is relative to Trafalgar D, Water Law, one of the strongest guys on the planet, Eustace Captain Kidd. I think it is indicative of the type of move this move is, 1, and 2, again, just how ferociously talented Shanks is as a combatant. I mean, obviously, when Dory and Brogy felt the hockey of Joy Boy 800 centuries deep, and they compared to who? The God King. Is it as strong or stronger than Shanks's? Woo, woo. Listen, there's a reason why, and I love Blackbeard, I do. I definitely do. Mr. All Day, Every Day, 24/7, 365, say ha ha ha, Team Blackbeard over here. All right, so don't tell me I don't love Blackbeard. Who has a nickname for Blackbeard like me? Nobody. But there's a reason why a lot of people, Blackbeard fans and non-Blackbeard fans, really want Blackbeard to kill Shanks. Fear. Because they fear the red hair wonder. It's all fear, baby. It makes sense. When you go to Marineford, the strongest battlefield, and all the top end guys that we see there that are still top end guys to this day, they see Shanks. Hey, my fault, big dog. My fault. Whoa, hey, put that finger down, big dog. Bless, my fault. There's a reason why. Now, question number 6. Please tell us how Crossguild bounties work. Answer. Crowns equal 10 stars, and stars equal 100 million berry. Let me go from the bottom up. Suspense. Because a certain Magma Giga Chad just got some massive glaze. Junior officers are at 100,000 berry. Field officers, commanders, and lower are at 1 million berry. Captains like Tashigi are at 100 million berries, 1 star. Commodores like Brand New, who does the bounties, they're also at 1 star, 100 million berry. Rear admirals like Hina or Kujaku and Prince Groose are at 2 stars at 200 million berry. Vice admirals like John Giant or Suru, probably higher for Suru, honestly, given her tenure. But let's say for the time being, Suru, or all the ones that we saw in Agate Island. Even Maynard, who got done in by Bartolomeo quick. They're at 5 stars. They're at 500 mil. Admirals, we all know. Kizaru, Green Bull, Fujitora are at 3 crowns, 3 bill. Fleet admirals, 5 crowns at 5 billion berries for fleet admiral. So this is for predominantly Akainu, maybe Sengoku, not too sure about that one. He may still get it, he may not get it, I have no idea. But Akainu now has the highest known bounty out of anyone alive right now as Fleet Admiral of the Navy, 5 billion berries. And I will not lie, when I first saw this bounty, I even tweeted about it. I was surprised that he got a 5 billion berry bounty as Fleet Admiral, because I would have given him at most a 4 billion berry bounty relative to the other admirals, but instead he's 5. But after thinking about it for some time, I realized, you know what? This is fair. This does make sense. When Oda gave various characters the same 3 billion berry bounty, whether it be the Crossguild and the Marines, or whether it be the pirates and the official bounties, that 3 billion berry mark, I would say, is a indication of a tier, because Oda is giving a monetary value on a rank that is earned by predominantly strength. Even though I have Shanks at number 1, and I have like Zoro and Sanji stronger than King and Queen, and Kaido and Big Mom over Whitebeard, folks think I 1-for-1 bounty scale. No, I don't do that. So even though Kizaru and Green Bull have the same bounty, I think that Kizaru is stronger than Green Bull. Even though Fujitora and Kid have the same bounty, I think that Fujitora is stronger than Kid. You can argue, let's say, folks in that same area of bounty, underneath it or over it, you can argue easily are in that same strata as well in some way. For example, in theory, if there's someone that has a bounty that's 2.5, you can argue that potentially, their combat abilities would be at most an admiral level, but that's at their peak. And then you would expect them to be stronger than, let's say, first division guys like Marco, King the Wildfire, so on and so forth. But we have to wait and see the feats. I've been saying for years that Mihawk, in my book, was stronger than admirals, and lo and behold, his bounty I thought was pretty indicative of his power, though you could argue that he's in that same strata, so he should be at least as strong as an admiral. So you see how, like, if you're at 3.5, you're at least as strong as an admiral. But let's say if you're at 2.5, you're probably at most as strong as an admiral. I think it's relatively simple, where it's based on stratas, it's based on tiers. And then that would change ebb and flow based on more evidence in terms of portrayal. And of course, half the equation, feats, what they actually do. For me, Akainu, I've always said before, is not only the strongest Marine alive right now, but he's potentially just as strong than Prime Garp. Prime Garp Shujo. That's what I think personally, right? And I'm gonna say what I've been saying for a long time. And I think his bounty, even though you can argue it's not fully based on strength like an admiral's is, I think it's pretty obvious that if Akainu were to get attacked by Garp, Akainu's killing Garp at Marine Forward. I think Akainu is melting the man. Garp has some radical feats, but remember, for all the attacks that Garp gave Kuzan, Kuzan did not go down, and Kuzan is weaker than Akainu. And I'll say right now, he is stronger than Luffy. That's what I believe. And you will know this if you saw my top 30 streams, where I have Akainu ranked very highly. But I'll do a video addressing the actual power scale of things, because I know folks are gonna wanna dive deeper into that, which again, I'll do another video in the future. but not right now because we have like 4 more questions to get to, and the video's already pretty long. Now, number 7. What job does Kuzan Aokiji have as the 10th Titanic captain of the Blackbeard Pirates? Also, does he have any subordinates? Answer: he does have subordinates. He doesn't seem to be the type to listen to Blackbeard that much though. I feel that for Kuzan, joining the crew was more about living freely than committing criminal acts. But as a member of the Blackbeard Pirates, his actions have still caused casualties. So yes, he's not exactly one for one. Like, I kind of view him, let's say, in a similar way to Oden on the Blackbeard Pirates or Roger Pirates, where he's there and he's a part of the clique for sure, but he's also potentially gonna leave soon. You don't really know if he's gonna actually be like a lifer, 4-lifer, right? Vivi wasn't really a 4-lifer. She was on board for a period of time, though she's worthy to be a 4-lifer for sure. But either way, it is nice to find out more of his standing with the Beat Pirate crew, because recall chapter 1121. At the end of that chapter, among the major players that we see, Kuzan is among those major players. He is mysterious, and I may honestly have to just sit down and really ponder a lot about Kuzan, because even I'm really not too sure what's happening for Kuzan in the future. I'm really not. After that, we have question number 8. What kind of system is the Royal Military Draft that conscripted new Marines such as the likes of Fujitor and Ryokugyu? Each world government affiliated country has soldiers who defend their nation. Obviously, like let's say the guys in Dressrosa with Kiros, or let's say you have the Kanokuni boys with their military martial arts skill and so on and so forth. The Royal Military Draft was an order to make the most capable soldiers of said countries to join the Marines in order to strengthen the fighting power of the Marines. This was one of the triggers of the recent 8-nation revolution, as the weakening of the military power of several countries may have been the reason why such revolutions were able to succeed. This actually sounds like what's going on in Kingdom right now for the Kingdom story, but the manga. By conscripting strong individuals from other nations, like the Kiroses and the Kanokuni sides and so on, right? They got them to join the Marines. As a result, the royalty and the rulership of those nations started to weaken, which allowed for what? The revolutionary armies to come in there and completely take over a lot of these nations. Yeah, that's interesting. So it could be the case in the future where, for example, we do see a lot of Marines deciding to not fight, let's say, in the final war against the adversaries, the pirates and the Rev and maybe so on, because they were conscripted into the Marines and they didn't want to be there, but they were forced to be there. After that, we have number 9. This one I'm not a big fan of. Rocky Port. Question: please tell us about the Rocky Port incident that resulted in Kobe being called the hero. Answer: I feel like it would take too long to draw it. No one else is saying don't do that. Maybe the editors are, but if they are, then they're fools or clowns. However, Rocky Port was being yapped about and talked about for such a long time, and to get a Q&A on it is like, nah. This to me, I think, is a poor use of the Q&As, SBS's favorite cards, and answering pivotal stuff. Though to be fair, we could get it in the manga still, but I'd argue its impact can be mitigated because of the Q&A. I digress. I feel like it would take too long to draw, so I don't think it'll be included in the main story. To put it simply, after hearing there's a poneglyph on Pirate Island, Law snuck into and hijacked a massive passenger ship called the Rocky Port, riding it all the way to Pirate Island. The ship was carrying the king and other important figures from a certain country. In reality, however, the ship Law boarded was a smuggling vessel which was doing business with Pirate Island under the flag of that same country. So some dangerous trouble brewed up. Law then got into conflict with the pirates, and later, Kobe and Blackbeard got aboard. Just draw it, man. Damn, son. Kobe and Blackbeard got aboard with their respective objectives, resulting in the 3 fighting together. That's what came to be known as the incident. As incident settled, Blackbeard became the king of the pirate island, Law joined the Royal Sea Warlords, and Kobe became known as the hero. Low-key, you could argue this is some gas for Wang Ji because he was there running Pirate Island after the rocks thing, but if Oda says he's never gonna draw this in the manga, then maybe we get no Wang Ji gas ever. I don't know. You have to wait and see. I don't like this. To me, I think it sucks. Even on the cover story, if need be. I mean, listen, I hate saying that. I hate saying a cover story for the Rocky Port incident. Better than the Q&A. That's all I'd say. However, the last question is a banger. It's a doozy. It's a slammer jammer. It's prime Shaquille O'Neal dunking on you with finesse. Question 10, Saint Garling. Saint Garling fought the pirates of the God Valley incident. But just how strong is he really? Oda. Oh, he's strong. And there's a reason for that strength. We support the Figureland family here. Yes, sir. We support the Figureland family here. They always got a seat on the table, whether it be the good ones or the bad ones. Figureland, you have my attention, and they have Oda's attention too. He made sure that was the case in the Film Red movie for damn sure. What? Oh, he's strong. And there's a reason for that strength. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, again, when I say it's not the 5 elders anymore, it's Garling and the 5 elders. Yes, sir. It is Garling and the 5 elders, okay? That's how it's got to be. That's where I see it, because I think Oda's giving this guy too much damn gleam. All right, so big stuff all around. Huge news all around. And I'm looking forward to the future. Absolutely, I am. Because this is finger-licking good. But let me know your stance on the subject matter at hand. Expect 3 videos at least diving deeper into the subjects of this Q&A. I'm going to catch you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care, stay safe, be easy. Have a nice one.
See you. Bye-bye.